Hi, everyone, once again. I think we are pretty ready to start. Welcome to the marketing course for startup founders and their teams created by the Ukrainian Startup Fund and the innovative marketing agency iDealers. The main topic of today's lecture is practical marketing. We will tell you exactly which marketing directions and tools are key for the development of startups. I am excited to introduce our expert speaker, Artur Boshan, who is the head of startup unit at iDealers. He definitely has the insights and experience that could be game-changing for your projects. So, Artur, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Yeah, hey everyone. Thanks, Yana. Thanks, Yusef, for this cool opportunity. So, this is our second lecture in the course of marketing for startups. And today it is called Practical Marketing for Startups. Let me share my screen and we will begin. Yeah, and before we start, I want to tell you that I've sent a feedback form to our chat, so please have a minute to give your feedback after we finish, because it's very important for us to improve the course. Cool. So let's start. Give me a second, please. Okay. Today we're gonna discuss some must-have tools for a startup at early stages. These tools are available and familiar to you, but they are not less effective because of that. And with a systematic and creative approach, they will help you to stay competitive and achieve your goals. Even with lean startup budgets. So let's move on. A few words about myself for those who weren't here on our previous lecture. Hey, my name is Arthur. I've been working in advertising and marketing for more than 8 years in media agency, in digital agency. I've worked as a CMO at Raccoon Technologies, where we launched 2 startups at US market. And finally, now I am in iDealers team as a head of startup marketing, and we are trying to find the balance between the agency's services and true startup needs, which is not easy, to be honest. So, a few words about our team. We're focused mostly working with startups and innovative businesses. We've worked with a bunch of startups from various niches and categories: deep tech, health tech, meal tech, hardware, software, and many others. But besides that, we are strategic partners of accelerators, incubators, venture funds, and we help them also to build their brands and build their communications. So what's on the program today? Today, I'm gonna share some tools and techniques for marketing from a perspective of a person who worked both in agency and in startup also, and tell you what was right, what was wrong, what works better, and what tips are useful in the basic things that are available for startups. So, what is marketing at early stage for startup? Basically, it's all the same as a usual business, but a little bit more difficult and with additional tasks, because you also need to build awareness to make people know your company because you're new, and you have to build awareness of your value proposition. You also have to generate leads and customers, because it's impossible to get to accuse customers without marketing activities. You also need to establish trust and credibility, because marketing activities help you to build your brand story, convey your value to your target audience, and this builds trust among your potential customers. You also need to differentiate your company from oversaturated markets. and you also need to have your positioning, the positioning of your offer, which will resonate to your target audience. You can get feedbacks, of course, because marketing provides you multiple channels for testing your products, getting feedback, and improve it based on customer insights. And also the revenue and the growth, it's obvious here. You get clients, you get revenue, and that's also on marketing, including. And basically, the last one is securing investment, because investors usually evaluate the startup's marketing strategy as a part of their investment decision. And a strong startup marketing strategy demonstrates that startup knows its target market and growth potential. So, in other words, these are all the same things that usual business need, but even more, because you also have to raise funds and you have to convey your new value proposition to the customers. So marketing is something you have to consider in your strategy from the very beginning. And what I'm gonna talk today about are those four basic things that, as I said, are familiar to you: SMM, A/B testing, outreach, and PR. And they are available for any founder and his small team. And as I said, with a systematic approach and creative approach, it will help you to stay competitive. So let's look at the SMM as a brand asset and awareness channel for startup, because a lot of people know about it. A lot of people want to have social media. I mean, a lot of teams and businesses, but not everyone needs it. And you should have a clear understanding of what do you need it for before you start it. Start your social media. So social media and SMM is not a magic pill that solves all your problem, but it doesn't have to be your main communication channel, but it has to be like must have, because this is one of the first sources where potential client and investors might search information about you and your company. And also it's a great media platform to showcase your value proposition and your brand. But the most vital for startup in social media and in communication there is the possibility of communication from the perspective, yeah, communication from the perspective uh, of the startup's founders, like these guys did, because people trust people. And as a founder, you should be in trance of the industry. You should post some expert content. You should communicate and connect with opinion leaders. And this is a long-term systematic approach that will help you to build trust and expertise with partners and with customers, and to inspire them with your energy and your idea as a founder. So founders page is very important. The second point is engagement and feedback, because using social media is incredibly interactive platform, and using interactive content like questionnaires, you can initiate like conversation with your audience. You can test your product. You can get feedback. For example, you can find right people to interview or to test your product or your service and get meaningful insights to make improvements, and to encourage people to be active in product testing. I would advise to offer them some bonuses. It can be some useful content, it can be something valuable from your company, or it can be like free subscription to your product, because people like bonuses for their actions. Mm, Yeah, and the last here is the traffic, of course, because social media can drive traffic to your website, to your landing page, and ultimately boost your conversions. Of course, you might need some budgets to boost your content there, but if we look at it like a platform for validating some hypothesis and A/B testing, it is a very comfortable place to do it, and you don't need big budgets to validate those hypotheses and do testings in social media. So don't forget to hold those experiments with various content forms, and it can be videos, blog posts, some interactive polls to identify which approach is better for your audience, and with which content it's more effective to interact from your audience. And these experiments are very important, especially for startups. So let's see in details how to drive A/B testing and what are the specific steps to hold it successfully. Uh, to understand the A/B test concept, I think that everyone knows that like A/B testing is a systematic approach to compare two versions of some asset like website, app, creative, email, to determine which one performs better. It allows you to make data-driven decisions rather than relying on intuition or guessing. So by testing your variations, your business can gain insights into what resonates best with your audience. So going step by step, first of all, you have to identify your goal, like define the specific goal you want to achieve with your on your web page. For example, it can be signups, purchases, downloads, or call to action, anything. Then create variations. Develop like two versions of landing page, the A version, B version, with only one single different element. Um, Formulate testable hypotheses. For example, like changing the, like in this picture, changing the color of the call to action button will from green to orange will increase click rate by 20% because it's more contrast. So that's like your hypothesis. And remember that there should be only one different element tested in terms of one test. Then you split the traffic, and the part of traffic goes to A version, the other goes to B version, or you can launch two email campaigns, for example, with different titles that would be your variable, or two campaigns with different creatives. And then measure and analyze the key metrics such as conversion rate, bounce rate, time on page, click rate, which version performs better. Everything's clear here. Finally, you take those results and you have to implement the best version. Then you can iterate further to continue this optimization. The benefits from A/B testing are also clear, I suppose. First of all, it's data-driven decisions because you don't have to guess. You have the data after testing. It helps to improve users' experience because if you implement the better version, you make the user experience better, and the user experience, of course, optimizes and increases conversion on your assets, and conversion leads to your ROI, for example. And remember that A/B testing is not a single occasion. It's like continuous optimizations. You have to hold it all the time to improve your assets, your value proposition, your website, your application, all the time. It's a long journey and it has to be all the time, like continuous. Finally, yeah, there are a lot of A/B testing tools um, that are well very they are very important, and you can use them for free, for example, even for small budgets. But note that as soon as you get the data, you shouldn't make the premature conclusions before you get through representative volume of data. For example, the most of industries require minimum 100 clicks or 100 site visitors to make a decent decision. But you should remember that everything is individual up to your business. So the benchmarks are individual. Cool. So the next part is about outreach. Outreach, what is that and how it can help startup? Outreach comes from English word reach out, to reach someone, to communicate with someone. This can be done by phone, by email, by LinkedIn, or any other channels. You can connect with someone personally. So outreach can be used for various purposes, especially in startup case. For example, like sales outreach is different from the rest. This is when someone messages you and tries to sell you something, but this should not be confused with the promotions and offers from various restaurants and shops which come to you with SMSs, for example. It's not outreach, it's just a mass messaging that the marketing department does. Many of you maybe once got the message on email or in LinkedIn like, hello, we came across your profile, we checked your profile, it's interesting, it's very suitable to our job offer, so do you mind to take a look at our job offer and tell us what you think? So if you ever had that kind of message, then that was outreach, and you were outreached by recruiters or HRs. Outreach can be called in different ways: cold emails, outbound sales, lead generation, appointment settings, pre-sales, and maybe even more. But in general, as you might have heard, there are two approaches: inbound and outbound marketing. Outreach is outbound oriented. That means that you try to find someone, to reach someone, and to initiate with him a conversation to make the person perform some useful action for you. This looks like direct sales, and you need to understand that it is focused on short-term results, unlike the outbound. And outbound is when you do something to attract attention and interest to your company and motivate people to contact you, themselves. This might be like content marketing, SMM, PR, and here everything works for long-term results. The best results usually come with balanced combining of those two approaches, but the proportion usually depends on the category and industry in which you work. What are the best channels for outreach? Traditionally, these are LinkedIn and email, because you can find a lot of data about the person who are up to reach. That's why these are two traditional channels where it's better to start your outreach. Which one is better? There's no like certain answer, it is also better to balance and combine them and do like multi-channel outreach also. I can say that LinkedIn gives you higher open rate and emails usually gives you higher reply rate. Where is outreach used? In sales, in HR, and in PR. And all of those three, or at least two of those points, are useful for startup. Uh, what's the process like, step by step outreach process? It is better to, first of all, it's better to create a new additional domain to use it for sending newsletters, because there's a high risk that your domain might be banned, and it will be hard to get it back from the ban. Use tools to warm up your accounts before you start your outreach. It'll reduce the percentage of getting to the spam of your emails. You can make send a few messages to your friends and ask them to reply you, so that the system could see that you are communicating with real person. uh, LinkedIn, it has a limit of daily connections to address the spam, but there's no official information what is that limit. But fortunately, you can increase your rate and enlarge that limit. Going further, it all starts with a deeper understanding of your target audience and finding their data. You should develop your ICP with its key parameters using like Sales Navigator, for example, knowing location of the person, his position, the parameters of your company, of his company, and many some other details. Then you need to collect that prospect database, and prospect is a term that means your potential customer. Yeah, and using such tools like LinkedIn's Sales Navigator, you can filter the prospect base with those parameters like prospect data, company information, event data, do they hire someone, or technologies that they use, and many others. And all of this can be useful when finding your focus audience and writing personalized messages for them. Also, then if your database is really big, you can use the automation tools like Replay, for example, and some others. Well, we use those three. What are they for? Mainly, they help to automatically build funnels of sending messages and automatically send messages to your prospects. But anyway, you should do like manual review of because it's very uncertain, still very uncertain, to leave all that communication to AI totally. Um, and of course, don't forget about our A/B testing, because it also works here. Experiment with different elements of your messages, subject lines, the messaging, calls to action, or some special offers that you send to your prospects. And of course, don't forget to try different approaches when writing people. Even don't be afraid to be creative. Let's say that. Here you can see some benchmarks of KPIs, but remember that all of them are very individual to different types of businesses. And finally, one more tool that you should consider as a early stage or any stage startup is, of course, PR and your connection with media and journalists. Because you must understand that PR is also the part of inbound marketing, and this means that we're talking about a long-term effect, a long-term relations between your company and your customer, between you and media and journalists. So first of all, um don't try to get to the top uh, top tier media at once because it's very hard to do. Try to focus at some local media of your market, some particular state or some particular region, and also start by researching which types of media your target audience is concentrated in the most. Compile a list of media and journalists that cover the topic in your industry and your audience. What where to find the media? You can use different tools. For example, Google and its special commands, GPT chat, Google News Search, and of course, don't forget about your competitors because they also have a lot of publications, and those medias and journalists can be relevant for you too. Use Google's special commands. They will help you to get some specific information. For example, to search for pages containing, excuse me, could you please turn off your microphone because it interrupts a bit?
Let's go the next day.
Yeah, problem solved. Okay, so the special commands of Google, they will help you to search for pages containing specific text. Also, you can use another command to search for sources where the title of the article contains the required word, or search some sites with specific countries. So you can try those when searching for some media, and I'm sure that you will find a lot of interesting things about your industry, about media, and about your competitors also. Try to build your database of journalists who write about the topics relevant to your industry. Pay attention that as I said, your competitors also publish a lot of articles, so they can be relevant for you also. Where to find journalists? The same, the network, GPT chat, Twitter, threads, because a lot of journalists fled from Twitter because of Elon Musk's policy, and now they are in threads. And LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is a social network with a lot of opinion leaders and a lot of professional content. How to approach to journalists? Don't try to pitch at once because it usually it doesn't work. Try to study the profile of the target contact, that the journalist, read the post, read the content, comment it, interact with authors' content. In other words, like build relationship with the person and get him interested and inspired with your idea and maybe some common topics. Instead of just sending your material at once, and then you will come to partnership. I'm sure that will work in your case also. Where to pitch? Most of the journalists prefer pitching by emails. Use social networks, of course, as an additional channel. Also, don't forget about the forms on the websites, on the media. All of them have it. Forms work, but they work a bit longer, of course. And of course, analyze your journalist behavior, where he is most active, and contact him there in that channel. Yeah, so there's a short checklist for your team about the PR. Create a Twitter and LinkedIn for your company, of course. It's very important if you are targeted on some Western markets. Create personal Twitter and LinkedIn, especially actually for the founders. Be active there, of course. Create a general media list and a list of media and journalists for each country separately, and try to have them like a CRM or at least Google spreadsheet, because you will have to track your communication with those journalists to make it efficient and timely. And when study the media landscape, also pay attention to the authors' podcasts and newsletters, and you better even subscribe to newsletters. Update the media list periodically, make a section for press releases on your website, and add "We are in the media" section also on your website. And here are a few tools that will help you to track your effectiveness of your PR. Let's say you have some PR activity and some publications, or you're considering some media to get on with your publications. So SimilarWeb is a tool for checking the number of visitors of media or any other site. And here are two metrics that you should take a look on: total visits and the country rank. SimilarWeb has a free plan, and it will be enough for needs of PR traction. So you don't have to buy it. Also, Ahrefs is another effective tool, and here you can see also the domain rate, the domain of media when you're checking the status of the media you want to be published on, and the number of backlinks. This is basically you need to see how many sources refer to this media, and it's also about its coverage of this media. And of course, everyone knows Haro. Haro is a platform that will give you a source of requests from journalists. Basically, using those filters on Haro, you can find the topic that you can cover with your expert content and provide your content to the journalist, and he will publish it and mention you as an author. And as a result, you will have some coverage with your article. So the key of success in Haro is to provide the journalist with your expert content in time, because it's usually quite urgent. You can subscribe or search for the requires using the filters here. Yes, and finally, the important part is how to involve ambassadors. And here I would like to share how we did it in the startup where I worked. As a founder or a CMO, you're constantly following the trends and news in the industry, and also to see all those opinion leaders. So when you come across their articles, don't forget that they are also expecting some feedback from target audience. So you can contact them with those authors and have this discussion with them, talk about your vision, some common values, and inspire them with your idea, and also involve them to contribute to a new cool project, innovative, to be the contributor to the innovative solution. And if you manage to interest the author, he will probably become your partner. So this is what we have done in Timples, one of the startups that I worked in. Timples is a corporate solution for people in companies with a lot of sedentary work, and basically it's a solution that helps people to keep fit, having a lot of sedentary work with the different physical activities, gamified activities, team building stuff. Well, it works like that. So we researched the problems of physical and mental health of employees in companies whose work was related with sedentary lifestyle. And we came across a very cool, like remarkable solution. It was called Desk Fit Program, designed specifically for NASA. Um, excuse me a second. Yeah, designed specifically for NASA employees. And we found the author of the program, the chief fitness trainer of NASA, Marcellus Venable. Here's this guy. He was incredibly open-minded, cheerful, and energetic. And he contacted us also. So we reached him and started communicating about his program, about his experience, and how it shares actually our vision, because he also helps people with sedentary work to make their health better. So we told him about our startup and our product, and noted that we have common vision and common values. And as a result, we offered him to become an advisor in the development of the program of our product, and also offered him to be an ambassador of our innovative solution. And he liked it. He became like our advisor, board advisor, and we had planned a lot of, we started collaborating. We had a lot of common content, posts in social media. We had webinars with him, published joint articles, created useful materials for our target audience, and so on and so on. So as a result, what was the chemistry, right? The ambassador, Marcellus, received involvement into development of some new innovative solution and some additional audience, plus some benefits as a part of the startup team, of course. And the company, our startup, obtained expertise in product development, and a public media person who is representative of the local US market. And when you have someone from some authority on local US market, it increases the credibility of the product and of the company. So it has a huge impact on our image on US market. That's our success story with ambassadors. So don't be shy to find interesting people who can share, whose values you share, and tell them that you have common vision and common values, and offer them create something great together. I'm sure it will work. That's all for today. Thanks a lot for listening, and let's discuss it. If you have some questions, please don't be shy, don't be hesitating. Let's talk a bit. Come on, guys, don't be shy.
Can I ask a question? I can't find the button how to raise the hand. So can I ask one?
Yeah, please.
How to prioritize the channels. So you talked about different channels in each startup. Each startup is unique, each startup is different. So how to prioritize the channels based on different startups?
I suppose it has to be from your prior goals. If you need to show traction, you need to get some clients, some leads, then you should prioritize it from this perspective. So it would be more like active actions, like active and short term, I would say, like outreach, like launching some ad campaigns. Yeah, so you have like two types of goals. Ones are long term and the others are short term. You have to show some results here and now, and don't forget about the long perspective. So that's how you think about your resources and split your resources between those two goals, and trying to have that balance that will cover your prior goals now. But I would start from, you have to have your assets like social media page in case you bring traffic or bring clients, and then they have to see a decent picture of your company. Otherwise, they will just bounce and leave your website, for example. So the priorities comes from your goals, of course.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Andrei. Valentina, go ahead.
Somebody.
Yeah, hello. Thank you for the presentation and sharing your experience. So I now already have two questions. So based on the previous one, the additional question from my side will be if, for example, the goal is to reach the people and try to get first customers to get traction, then what would be the best channel? Is it LinkedIn or is it Twitter? So what is your opinion? What is the best?
What type of business is that? Is that B2B or B2C?
B2B.
If it's B2B, you're of course it's first of all it's outreach and making the image of your company as an expert on the market. So from the one side, you're trying to reach by yourself to the people and try to make them to buy something from you. And from the other side, if they know something about your company or have seen you somewhere or have seen some article and your image is familiar to them, it will increase and have like direct impact on your conversion from outreach. So these are like two activities that you have to drive, the long term and the short term, the same mix that I said before. So your image is your long term marketing and activity, and your sales here and now is your short term. So combining two those things, you have them impacting on each other. Twitter,
Okay.
you asked about Twitter and LinkedIn. So if we talk about Twitter and LinkedIn from the perspective of image of the company, you're publishing a content, expert content there and trying to show your brand there. If we take a look at LinkedIn as an outreach channel, you take your profile and trying to find people there and trying to get connected with them and show your product and try to sell it to them.
Okay, thanks. So the next question from my side, I'm quite curious about the case with the ambassador that you have shared. So I'm just interested, what was the logic, how you reached him? I mean, what you have offered to him, or how you made him interested in the product that you're doing. I understand that the generally it's the same concept, yeah. So he's working on improving their work side for the employees, and the product that you're working on also had the same mission, but still what was maybe the key aspect that led you build with him such trustworthy relationships?
I'm not sure there was some specific key aspect. It was just the general vision. We were working on helping people. So the idea was that sedentary life is an epidemic of nowadays. And he also had that thought, and his beliefs was that yes, people sedentary lifestyle kills you slowly, but it's um, like epidemic really. So that was like the sparkle between us, and we started communicating about that. Then we agreed to have a common webinar or a common post, and after that it all moved towards partnership.
Okay, thank you for sharing the story.
Thanks for the questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Valentina and Arturo. We have two more questions in the chat. Let me read the first one.
Okay.
If it is an early stage startup, how to implement PR for it, especially which international occasions would be the best to broadcast? Thanks.
Excuse me, I didn't catch the question. Can you please come again?
Sure. If it is an early stage startup, how to implement PR for it, especially which informational occasions would be the best to broadcast? Thanks.
Any PR activity goes around your expertise. You work in particular market, particular niche, and you're trying to build your expertise around that. So informational occasions can be different. You can search for any like informational occasions and catch it and try to create some content around that. But otherwise, you can create that informational occasions by yourself. For example, you can launch some survey on your market, try to get some data, analyze it, share with your peers, your colleagues, and bring it like results of like industrial survey, and that will be your personal informational occasion. It also works. It's only about being enough creative and find these opportunities to make them occasions.
Thanks a lot. And the last one, do you know of any programs that can help an early stage startup with marketing?
I think that I know one because yeah, you might have heard about Seeds of Bravery. It's a huge program of supporting deep tech startups, European support of Ukrainian deep tech industry and deep tech innovations. So if you are related with deep tech, please apply and you can get, if I'm not mistaken, 10k euros for marketing services. It's a cool chance to get free for marketing services for your projects. Seeds of Bravery. Yana, you can share the link. It's related with Youssef.
Yeah, I think I can share yeah. I will type it in the emails.
Yeah, cool.
After. So thank you for your answers, and thank you for sharing your experience over these two lectures. That was really insightful. And a huge thanks to everyone for joining us today and for your active participation. Please join us for next Thursday, as we will continue our course with another speaker, Daria Kichuk, CEO of EFA, who will tell us about life hacks in attracting venture capital investments for startups and best practices for your pitch decks. So stay tuned and see you next week.
Thanks everyone for coming, and yeah, join us next week. Daria is going to share incredibly insightful material because she has been working and living for a year, I suppose, in Silicon Valley with her startup, and it will be very interesting.
Thank you. Have a good and safe evening. Bye. See you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.